So this ranger is definitely on fire. Hey everyone, how's it going? Open World Games here, and I hope you all are doing good today. And yeah, we've got a ton of brand new information to go over because a new article just released, and it's about the lore. We're not going to be talking about the lore today. We're going to be talking about gameplay features perhaps teased within this article. Some really cool connections to that evolving world that's been a slogan of this game for a very long time. You see, in the update that's coming up here in March 2019, the Echoes of Reality, Update 1 is labeled Evolving World. So, yeah, some connections to that. Very interesting stuff. And then also, we're going to be talking about a bunch of other stuff from the developers that they recently talked about and revealed. So, let's dive straight into this article right now. Sources in the description below. If you do want to read up on the lore and get familiar with the lore, check it out. All right, let's talk about this. So, in the article, it goes on to say this. Out of the wilds of Bastion, of course, there are many immediate concerns than the Dominion. Shaper technology and all of its progeny are an ever-present job hazard for freelancers exploring the open world. There are creatures that exist in the natural world which evolved to live on Anthem's alien planet, and then there are those that have been violently mutated by the Anthem. So interesting stuff. We've heard about the evolving world. You usually kind of think about the actual planet itself, but it seems like they're going to be perhaps evolving the enemies too. So it furthermore says this. We have elemental beings and we have Chimera, says Rootsart, I believe it is, one of Bioware's employees, developers. And he goes on to say this. The Ash Titan, for example, is an elemental. It's born out of a cataclysm, but something like the Fire Scorpions or Ice Wolves, those are Chimera. Those are animals that exist in the world of Anthem, like the Grabbits, but they have been altered by a Shaper event. Now, there's a connection out on Twitter to all of this, so check this out here. This was the question by Michael Montana, who says, since Anthem is an evolving game, does that mean the Dominion and the Scars will also evolve along with us, the freelancers? A great question, like an amazing question there, and we did get a reply. Just kind of like a tease from Michael Gamble of Bioware, who says, you never know what will happen. So I feel like that could be a tease. And with this new article out talking about evolving enemies, mutations, stuff like that, it would be very cool to see these, Shaper technology and stuff like that evolve enemies as we play. And we would see different cases of enemies forming based on cataclysms and stuff like that. So the evolving world definitely seems like it's going to be impacting perhaps existing enemies in the world. So I'm super excited about that one, so look out for any news about that in the future. Also, really quick, I made a video yesterday, and there was, an article and interview with Ben Irving, and he made comments how they are not including Grandmaster 2 and Grandmaster 3 difficulties at launch in Anthem. Well, guess what? I have an update for you guys about that one, so let's get into that right now. So, this is from Ben Irving. He says, in this interview, he says, I said Grandmaster 2 and 3 would be off at launch. Since then, we decided to turn them on for launch. Once players hit level 30, they will have access to all 3 Grandmaster difficulties in Anthem. So there you have it. That interview was very recent, so it was like February 7th, so it wasn't an interview from a year ago or anything like that. So that change must have happened pretty recently. And then, furthermore, there was this that was set out here. Mark Dara says, the balance was way off on Grandmaster 2 and 3. We fixed it. So they had to adjust. It seems like they were kind of debating internally if they would include it at launch or not. But guess what? It is going to be included at launch. So expect all Grandmaster difficulties to be included at launch. They're confident in the balance going forward. So that's good to hear. Alright, so also something really cool and noteworthy from this lore article that came out is about the decisions you will be making in the fort. So check this out. It goes on to say this. Within the walls of Fort Tarsus, freelancers will interface with the politics and woes of Anthem's world on a more intimate, sometimes quotidian scale. By talking to non-player characters and developing optional platonic relationships with them, what Bioware calls loyalty conversations internally, players can unlock new story content they wouldn't otherwise see. Now, Rootsart offers the example of a baker and a merchant. Maybe they begin in a place of conflict, or tension, but the player could convince them to go into business together for their mutual benefit. Or, to the contrary, a freelancer might simply decide one of them should leave Fort Tarsis and set up shop elsewhere. So you could see some of the decisions that you can actually make, in the fort in Anthem, which is really cool to see. Now, furthermore, it says this: Tyson Rootsart Continue serves as a catalyst for the freelancer story. He says this: we don't get to know her super well, but the player has a chance to question Tyson and ask her why she's so closed off. There's sort of a delicate dance that the freelancer and Tyson do. Either you can get her to come out of her shell a bit, or you can go down the road where she's just not pleased with you at all. So you can also see how you can upset some of these main characters as well during your journey in Anthem. And you know what? I think it would be cool if you do see someone leave Fort Tarsis and then you explore the open world, the free play, and actually find them and see what they've been up to after a while. I think that would be something that would be neat if they tapped into that. You never know. All right, so let's keep going here. Let's talk about more about microtransactions and, the store that's going to be in the game. So this is really important here. Steve Hoskins says this: and yet again, my question does not get answered. Will there be more than, say, 8 items in the store on a weekly rotation, or will there be a lot of items to scroll through to buy, hoping for a lot of items to buy for my stuff? And the answer is this from Ben Irving: the store will rotate frequently. So yeah, the store is going to be on this rotation, and maybe they'll bring items back that you missed. But I guess the idea is to kind of tempt you into thinking, oh man, this item is only temporary. I got to get this right now. So that's going to be the idea. It's going to be acting, it looks like a lot like the other games, out there, like Fortnite, Apex Legends, and stuff like that. In that, you would have weekly items, maybe even daily items. We'll see in that regard. But yeah, stay tuned for new information about that. Now, a lot of you guys have been wanting answers about how grindy it will be when it comes to, unlocking cosmetics. Of course, that's the way microtransactions will work in this game, is that you can either grind them for the, shards, or you can actually buy the shards with real money and then purchase, your cosmetic items. So, this was the question out there by SkillUp, who says, how much will cosmetics cost at launch, and how many hours will it take to earn those cosmetics if we were to grind for them? Thanks. And this is the question we are all wondering, and the answer is this: we are constantly adjusting the balance of our economy. We want to ensure that you can earn things in-game in a reasonable amount of time. So that's kind of more of a non-answer in my opinion. So I think we're going to have to wait, of course, until the 15th, until we actually get to go hands-on with the store. And I think it will be taking a little bit of time for everyone to figure out how grindy this game really is. So I think it could take up to, 5 days or a week to really understand the grind with the game's economy and mechanics. But I will keep you guys definitely in the know regarding this, especially if you're kind of on the fence about Anthem right now and you're probably waiting it out to see what happens with this game after launch. But yeah, I will keep you guys up to date regarding all this stuff. Alright, so let's talk about legendary weapon requirements. So this is a very good question here from Cassidy, who says this: is there a minimum pilot level at which you can obtain legendaries, not including the LOD one? I'm sure I saw a tweet on it somewhere, but I can't find it. And the answer is this: level 30 is going to be the requirement for getting legendary. So just keep that in mind going forward. If you're playing the game, you're wondering, where is my legendary weapon? You're going to have to hit that level 30 before you even get anything like that. Alright, so another great question is about traversing the map. And here it is. It comes from Rough Fanny, who says this: are we, able to traverse the map in one session, or is it like in the demo that each zone is sectioned off and you get teleported back into the play zone? And the answer is from Michael Gamble, who says you can traverse the map. That was for the demo only. So yeah, you can traverse the map freely. I actually got to do this during my play session of the full game. We got to experience in-game and stuff like that. So yeah, just traverse to your heart's content. Alright, so this is cool. Someone noticed that the Colossus does AoE damage, or it appears he does AoE damage in the launch trailer. So this was posted out on Reddit. It says Colossus doing AoE damage with Shield Bash now. What? And got a reply from Great Rooter who says, please be a thing, please be a thing, please be a thing. And an official reply from Bioware saying this, totally a thing. So now the Colossus is even more powerful, so you could do some AoE damage with that shield dash, which is really neat. Alright, so this is a cool little tidbit for you guys going into the full game. This was posted by Michael Gamble, who says this: if you ever get stuck anywhere in the free play geometry, there's always this. You could hold this, button, the left stick, to respawn. Of course, I don't know what the key is going to be on PC, so I will keep you guys updated on that. But yeah, if you do get stuck in the environment, just know that you can actually reset. You don't have to restart the whole game or anything like that. So just click that button. Alright, so this was also something from Mike, who says this: will the wind walls be a relevant sill? I feel like every time I used it, I got destroyed too easily. Are they stronger in the full game? And the answer is this: they are very useful. You need the right rarity coupled with the right components and inscriptions. So yeah, those components and inscriptions are going to make all the difference going forward with that sort of thing, it seems. So it may seem weak out of the gates, but that's not going to be the case. Alright, so also I updated you guys that you wouldn't be able to kick people from your game if they are causing trouble or if they are AFK. And I do have a new update about this one, so let's dive into it right now. So August says this: can you kick squad members at least? And the reply is from Ben Irving, who says, yes, for people you invited to your group as opposed to people you matchmake with. So there's that. If you do have someone new that you friended or something like that on Origin and you invite them in and they're causing you trouble and you're like, holy crap, what's going on? You can kick them. Especially if you've invited them. All right, let's go over your top comments. Remember, leave a comment down below. It may end up right here in a video, so let's do this. So this comes from Pirate LV, who says, I really like how Bioware has been so open and transparent with Anthem. Also, how they put out new info consistently. I can't wait till the 22nd. I agree. I really like the transparency, except for, the microtransactions and stuff like that. I really want to see like a video or something about it, how grindy it would be. But again, we will be finding out here very, very soon with that one. Alright, so also Troy Addict says, why are people saying 20 years is too long? It's PvE game, and PvE games last a lot longer than PvP type games, excuse me. Diablo type games last longer than that. And same for Fallout and Skyrim. Hell, even Left 4 Dead is still alive. PvE type games have a longer life than if a game was, PvP. So yeah, I do agree with that sentiment for sure. I really have been just embracing PvE games a lot more. They're just like, I guess you would call them like the chill games where you can hang out with your friends and also take on a big challenge if you want to. If you do want it to be like super hardcore and kind of frustrating, you can do that, of course. But I have been really particularly enjoying these type of games lately. All right, so Cold TechnoQ Entertainment says this: I love the amount of pre-launch coverage from this page in Bioware. Hopefully you guys appreciate their effort, because with all the whining from the community, I don't think you guys do. I won't watch the launch trailer because I feel like they may show too much because they're trying to appease all the people complaining. I, for one, want there to be some element of surprise left. So yes, I totally agree about that last statement for sure. I want there to be an element of surprise, and I did want to mention that going forward. I'm not going to be spoiling story stuff. You won't be seeing me, showing like an entire cinematic here on the page, on, here on YouTube or Facebook or elsewhere, on Twitter. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to keep this as spoiler-free going forward. So I do definitely understand where you are coming from, because the story in this one actually seems really interesting and really, really cool. I'm so excited to learn more about the Dominion and more about this evolving world for sure. Because, yeah, stay tuned here to Overworld Games for more Anthem and Overworld gaming goodness. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, always appreciate a like. And, of course, if you do have the time, share it. That always helps. It really does. But guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the love and support lately. And I will see you all next time. Take care.